Greetings viewers, this is Monotone Maverick coming at you with another review video. Today we'll be reviewing the Master Grade Wing Gundam Proto Zero from the Gundam Wing Endless Waltz line. You all know how this goes, a little bit of a background on the mobile suit. The Wing Gundam Zero, or Wing Zero, was the first Gundam designed by the 5 engineers who had developed the targets as well, the same 5 engineers who created the 5 other Gundams for Project Meteor. Operation Meteor. The engineers gathered to develop a mobile suit that would adopt technology and materials that did not yet exist at the point in time, including Gundanium, which is a cutting-edge material at the time, the same material that has been used to create the other Gundams of the series. Having been developed in the light of the Targets, it became a dreadful machine equipped with an interface that transcended the limits of the pilot. The one thing that the 5 engineers feared the most was the Zero system that was inside the operations of the Wing Zero, forced upon to achieve the perfect victory, so to speak. The 5 engineers harbored a fear of the dimension of the Wing Zero's excessive destruction coefficient, suspended the machine's development, and sealed its design data. Even though the Wing Zero was sealed for so long, it was actually unsealed by Ketra Wababa Winner, one of the 5 Gundam pilots. He was the one that piloted Sandrock. You can watch that review on my channel. Now, even though Ketra was the first pilot of the Wing Zero, Hiro Yui was the main pilot for the Wing Zero, mostly because of the Zero system that I mentioned. The Zero system was basically a pilot's way to, even though it says perfect victory, it was more so of analyzing the battlefield, analyzing it, understanding the best strategy against the enemies. That's basically what the Zero system is, and Hiro Yui was better at it than Ketra. Ketra, unfortunately, got so succumbed to it that Ketra actually became, I don't say psychotic, that I would say not to that point, but he wasn't really himself. And almost like the Zero system had a mind of his own and it was taking control of Ketra. It wasn't until a Troy Barton, so to speak, self-destruct with his Gundam or his mobile suit that Ketra actually snapped out of it. Now, luckily, Troy Barton actually survived that. But aside from that, Hiro understood the Zero system and he was better suited for it. Now, fast forward, Ketra did have the Zero system again. He actually had it installed inside the Sandrock. But that moment, when he understood and not let the Zero system control him, he was able to handle it, and later on, he said he no longer needed it. But that was Ketra, and like I said, Hiro was better suited for doing Zero. Now, that's enough of the history. Let's go into the box. As you can see, a very, very, very good action pose. The Wing Zero has his twin Buster rifle, which was said that the rifle had the power to destroy a space colony in a single hit. Basically one of the strongest weapons in Gundam Wing. But yes, and this iconic pose was actually shown with Ketra. When he first piloted Wing Zero, he actually used this pose to destroy ships and enemy fleets, just by going around a circle while he is firing his twin Buster rifle. And just like the Wing Gundam, its descendant, so to speak, the Wing Zero can also transform in a bird mode as well, as you can see here. And right here shows that this kit was actually made by Bandai in 2013, so later in the Endless Waltz line. And here you can see how the Proto Zero is. The front view, the back, the Neo Bird mode, and some other things as well. That right here, there's a little joint you can use to maneuver the wings. And here you have a hidden panel they could put the beam saber in. The weapons, different placement for attachment pieces for an action base, and I'll show that in a few minutes. Little Hero Yui, the pilot. And right here is the price tag. You can it can be sold for either 4,800 yen or 48 United States dollars. And it shows here some origin and some background of the Proto Zero, along with the story. And in the box, of course, is the manual. The proper term, of course, or the proper code is the mobile suit XXXG-00W0, of course, Ring Zero. And pretty nice decals, good amount of runners. And the one thing about this kit that stands out compared to the other kits of this line, it actually comes with its own action base, which I really like. Definitely it's best suited for the Ring Zero, and I will show you momentarily about that. There's actually a good amount of runners, I would say. Let's see. 17 runners altogether. Good amount. Of course, just like how the other one starts with the body, the head, the arms, the legs. And here, of course, you see more action poses. Here, the Zero goes against his rival, the Epion. And again, the same action pose, just like on the box. And other things too you can do with a kit. Right here. And of course, assembling the kit as well. Working on the backpack or wings, the twin buster rifle, and the shield. And the last bit is showing you the transformation, which is a little bit similar to the Wing Gundam. I'll show you that in a minute. And of course, the color decals, all the colors you need in case you want to do just the same code, same colors. And of course, the color palette for Hero Yui. And of course, it shows you how to do some panel lining right here. And it came with a decal sheet and water slides as well. Alright, that's it for the manual in the box. Let's get on with the kit. And here we have the Master Grade Ring Gundam Proto Zero. And from first glance, to me it's almost a complete copy of the Ring Gundam. Even though this one is like the ancestor, so to speak, the original Gundam creation. But the same color lines, the white, the red, the blue, and some parts of the yellow. But I actually like the way this looks more than the Wing Gundam. To me, it's still well balanced. The color contour is very well balanced as well. It works well. I will say though, there's some decals I kind of wish were plastic pieces, not just stickers. Like there's a green on his shield and the green on his chest. I kind of wish there's some extra plastic pieces. I personally don't think those should be stickers, but it's Bandai. But other than that though, it's actually quite proportioned. I kind of feel like the twin buster rifle might be a little bit long, just a tad bit, for the entire body of the Gundam, but that's just me. I say the wings are actually well balanced as well. The shoulders, they're meant to be that long, so I can understand that. The shield, again, same with the wings, I would say is actually quite balanced. But yeah, I would say the buster rifle is just a little bit longer than it should be. Again, that's just me. But other than that though, it's a very sleek, very balanced kit in my personal opinion. Okay, now to show you all the articulation of the Wing Proto Zero. For starters, the head can go all the way around, mostly due to its transformation, but I would say that This head can actually turn around a lot better than the Wing Gundam. And also has a little like backward and forward pivot right there. If you can take a closer look, that's actually where I did some paint aligning right on the face and on the sides, along with the legs as well. So the arms can go all the way around. You may need to move the wing in the back, so it can do that. And the arm can, that's as far as the back can go, mostly because the shoulder's in the way. I will say that the shoulders are really loose, and that's due to its transformation. I kind of wish there's more of a click or some sort of like way that it can stay in one position. The legs can go all the way around, like so. Can go forward and back as well, and side to side. If you lift the front skirt up and the side, you have a nice little bend there, but this actually just came off. Can go forward, can go back, like so. And because of the side skirts, you can do a good split. But you can go all the way up. You have a good knee bend, like so. And the feet have very little movement, like so. And it does have a forward bend, back and forth, like so. Again, mostly due to the transformation, but still good nonetheless. And I can just, there we go, put that back. Now if we turn around, the wings can go like so. There's a little pivot there. It can actually open up. It has other movements as well, other joints. And this is mostly for the articulation, but if you want, there's a little latch here. If you push it down, and if you don't have a fingernail, you can use a toothpick. But then you can also maneuver the wings out like so. But like I said, mostly it's for the transformation. And just push that back in, like so. And that's it for the kit in terms of articulation. Leave that there. We can go on with the weapons. Now, the iconic Trend Buster rifle. Like I said, I think it's a little bit big than a little bit too big for the Gundam itself. You can see here is well, it's about 3/4 of the length of the kit. So pretty long. But I do like the sleek design. I want to say I like this a lot better than the Wing Gundam itself. But you can actually separate this like so, and the connection points would be on the middle here and on the back of the rifle. And the handle is you just fold it in like so. But you can take these off, move that in, and you can take this peg out, which can be really tough because it has a very small latch. Like I said, if you don't have long nails, just use a toothpick. There we go. And I just broke my toothpick. Alright. And you move the latch out like so. Put those to the side. And just want to show you the shield. And the shield can actually go on either arm, so I'm very happy about that. There we go. And very sleek design. This one is definitely much more narrow than the Wing Gundam. The Wing Gundam's the shield I would say is more thick, much more wider. This one's much more sleek and narrow. But I do like this because it has more color to it. The Wing Gundam I think is just white and red, and I think it may have a dash of green. And this has more yellow. I did do some panel lining here on the white. But there's some different articulate points here on the shield, but I'm going to show that for the transformation. So I'm just going to move that to the side. And just like any other Gundam, these come with hands. Right now it has the closed fist. But it also comes with the 4-finger manipulators, the open hands, so you can hold his beam sabers. And this is my favorite part actually, is it comes with 2 trigger fingers attachments for both hands, which should make sense because it has a twin buster rifle, especially for that iconic pose. And here's a small little figurine of Hero Yuri. And the hidden part in the shoulders. There's a little gimmick here. But actually the beam sabers is right underneath the right part, so. And it does take a little fiddling to get this out. Or you can just flip it over like I did. Just fling it across the table. And it should come with something like this. So the handle itself is really small, but I can understand why. It's just so it can fit inside the shoulder. But once you get one out, here's the beam saber. It doesn't click, but that's the one thing I don't like, is that there's a very small, let me see if I can focus. Let's see here. Okay, give me 1 minute. Okay, there we go. But as you can see here, that it's not really closed. There's still a small little bit there. My fingernail is. It's a shame. That's the one thing I kind of don't like. I kind of wish it goes in all the way. And also I feel like the handle, like I said, it's a little bit smaller compared to the other kits I have. But again, it is because it should fit inside the shoulder. Another thing I do want to show is that this kit actually comes with a couple of attachment pieces for an action base. One of them I will show during the transformation, but it comes with 2 other ones. It comes with one here that goes between the legs like most other kits, and this one is actually attached to the wings, and I'm going to show you. So really, you're just going to have these 2 attached right here. Clicking just fine. And as I mentioned, this comes with its own action base, again, which I really like. And this, of course, attaches right here. Okay. And there you have it. And now to show you the transformation, what you do is, first off, twist the head all the way around. And then you twist the waist all the way around as well. And you can push it down slightly so it stays like that. Just going to move the wings aside just for a little bit. You can take this piece of the shoulders, pull it to the side, push this out, and then slide it back. Same thing on the other arm. Push that back, slide it over, push it down. Now legs are definitely very different. What you do is move those slaps up. You actually need to extend these like so. bend at the knee, and then you bring the entire joint forward. And the one thing I do want to add to be careful is that the leg joints may get, there we go, disconnected. I had the same issue with the Wing Gundam, but I think this is a little bit more loose on those joints. So just watch out. Anyway, so like I said, bring the legs forward like so. And I'm just going to leave that out. Same thing, bend at the knee. Move the entire knee forward. Like so. And here for the feet, you can just push the feet out like so. But move it back. Lift this up. Twist the ankle. Then place that down. Same thing on the other leg. Move that up. Twist at the ankle. Move it down. And you have something like this. And for the side skirts, there's a little flap here. You can move it down like so. Like so. Now for the wings, like I said, like I showed you earlier, push that down. And then you can maneuver the wings out like so. And then to lock it, close that up. Move the wings upward and open the flaps up. So. And as for this part, what you do is you move this all the way to the top and then you move it again in the middle. So we're just going to set this to the side for now. And as for the shield, so this part in the middle that got attached to the arms, you actually need to take it out just slightly. And then this should, did I get that? That's the one thing about some of these parts is that they're in there quite well. But you actually open this up too. Then you open this up and you take these side pieces and you just extend them like so. And you can extend that as well. Something fell, okay. Just going to ignore that. There we go. I think it was in there too tight, but you need to extend that out. And once you do, then you can move it. There we go. All the way out. Then you can move it forward like so. Then you get the Trend Buster rifle. I showed you this earlier, but close this in the middle, push the handle inward like so, and make sure these are extended. Like so. Same thing on the other gun. Push that in, and extend this. And these will go inside these little holes right here. Right here. And these two pegs are going to go inside these holes on top of the backpack. And then you can use this to close up the head without dropping that. Like so. And one more thing. before I forget, the attachment piece for this is right here. Make sure this peg goes inside our waist. And it should lock in pretty good. You should hear click. There we go. Oops. And then you can just attach this to the base like so. And here we have the Wing Gundam Proto Zero in his Neo Burn mode. And I gotta admit, I actually prefer the transformation on this kit over the Wing Gundam. Now, I like the Burn mode and Wing Gundam a little bit more. I just think it just looks a lot more sleeker. But I cannot deny the fact that I had a lot better time transforming this here than I did in the Wing Gundam. I feel like in the Wing Gundam, too many parts were just falling off, and some parts were getting a little bit loose, but in this case, everything stayed pretty well. So I am thankful for that. So in case you're interested, don't worry about the transformation, this is pretty solid. Now that's why I am very thankful that this kit came with a couple of different attachment pieces for the action base, especially for the Neo Burn mode. It definitely sits pretty well, and it has a little connection piece on the back of the waist, just so it can stay there properly. But aside from that though, I would actually say that the transformation, but not just that, but just the mode itself is pretty good. Again, Wing Gundam, I prefer that mode a little bit better because it's much more sleek, but this fits well as well. I can't deny that. And the thing is, I don't remember this transforming too many times, but then again, it's been a while since I've seen the show. But I do dig this. I actually do like this quite well. And now for some side-by-side comparisons. Here's the Wing Zero with the real grade New Gundam. And even though this is a real grade, it's very close in the height of the Wing Zero. And here's it with the real grade Sananju. And this one you can tell that if without that piece falling off, without that middle piece in the head of the Sananju, the Wing Gundam the Wing Zero definitely is taller than the real grade, the Sananju. And here's it with the Master Grade Sandrock. I'll say very close between these two. The Wing Zero definitely is wider. And here's it with the Master Grade Tallgeese. I'll say the Tallgeese is just slightly taller just because of its Trojan helmet type head. And here's it with the Master Grade Shin Musha Gundam. Definitely a big difference here. And last, but certainly not least, here's the with the Wing Gundam. And I would say actually from here, I would say they're pretty accurate in terms of height. I would say around the same size. I'm also impressed just looking these two side by side that the yellow used for these two is a little bit different. It's more like a yellow orange color for the Wing Gundam and a more brighter, or I would say satin type of yellow for the Wing Zero. And that's it for side comparisons. And this wouldn't be a proper Wing Zero review if we didn't have the iconic Twin Buster Rifle beam attack, so to speak, right? The only downside about this is I was kind of hoping for the shield to still be attached, but when I was trying to put this together, it the shoe was just in the way, so I just took it off. And of course, if you can't tell, the left hand is not holding the gun properly, only because it took me a few tries to actually get this right. So I would definitely say that there might be a weak joint, or just the way how it is placed inside the trigger finger attachment. It is a little bit difficult, but nonetheless, I'm still happy that at least I got somewhat of a proper twin buster rifle attack such as this. So very, very epic. And now for my final thoughts, the good, the bad, and everything else in between, or pros and cons really. For starters, the good, I do like the way how this looks all in general. I don't really think body-wise anything was too big or too small. I would say the body itself was pretty proportionate. The con, of course, as I did mention, I feel like the twin buster rifle was a little bit long for the kit. Kind of wish we just a tad shorter, not too short obviously, but just a tad shorter, just so it looks proper with proportion-wise with the kit. Another pro is the transformation. As I mentioned, I did like the transformation. It was a lot easier and a lot better than the Wing Gundam, only because less pieces were coming off. Everything else was holding pretty steady, so I am thankful for that. Another good pro is that articulation is pretty well. Yes, I don't say there are limitations, but because of transformation, they are proper articulation, so I am thankful for that. Con though, aside from the beam sabers, the trigger fingers did not hold very well with the twin buster rifle. I did take some failing around, as I mentioned when I was trying to pose it for that twin buster rifle attack pose, but that's the one kind I'm not too fond of. Aside from all that, in general, this is a really good solid kit, and I do highly recommend this be added to your collection. I would say this is definitely a step up above the Wing Gundam. I highly suggest you grab this one compared to the Wing Gundam. I would say people were aware of the Wing Gundam, and when they made this one, they just making sure it was an upgrade, and it definitely was. I guess you can't beat the original in this case, since this is the ancestor and the Wing Gundam was a descendant, so to speak. But yes, I definitely highly recommend this, whether it be a Gunpla builder, a Gundam Wing fan, or just a model kit enthusiast. But this is definitely should be a good addition to your collection. So thank you all for watching this review. I was very pleased by the way how this turned out. I am very thankful I finally done it. If you have a nation book, because more kits are coming, you all have a good idea of where this is going. Some of the kits you've already seen, I will be reviewing shortly. And if I can talk, I do apologize. But there are some videos here for you to check out. In case they're not here, please check out my channel. There'll be more videos around there if you like. So if you are a big Gunpla fan, a Gundam Wing fan, or model kit enthusiast, please feel free to check it out. If you have any questions, be sure to comment down below. I'll be happy to answer them. So thank you again for watching, and until next time, keep on building.